Hey, what's going on, Who Dat Nation? And welcome to another edition of the State of the Saints podcast, where we talk New Orleans Saints. My name is TJ Jones. Thanks for checking out the podcast. I really do appreciate it. Well, Who Dat Nation, we are very close to the start of a brand new NFL season. Now, if you're listening to this podcast, I'm recording it on a Tuesday, and on Wednesday, March 13th, is the start of the brand new NFL season. And this is not stopping teams from going out there trying to woo and wow some of these free agents. And the New Orleans Saints are no exception. Now, the New Orleans Saints have signed running back Latavius Murray to a 4-year, $14.4 million contract. And with that signing, I think the writing is on the wall that the New Orleans Saints will not bring back running back Mark Ingram. Now, I know the Who Dat Nation is really sad about that. We all love Mark Ingram. We love the contributions that he has made to the New Orleans Saints organization throughout the time he was in the uniform. And it's going to look really, really weird looking at Mark Ingram in another team's uniform. So before I even break this down, I just want to say to Mark Ingram, thank you very much for your contributions to the New Orleans Saints. I enjoyed Mark Ingram. He was the spark of that team, man, no doubt about it over the years. Mark Ingram, one thing you can say about him, if Mark Ingram makes a mistake in a game or he feels like he cost the team a game with a fumble or he dropped a pass, Mark Ingram will come back the next week on fire. We all know that we loved ourselves some motivated Mark Ingram. I remember when he played against the San Francisco 49ers when he ran for almost 200 yards, and it was coming off a game against the Dallas Cowboys where he fumbled twice. And Mark Ingram was always a guy who was full of class and a guy who left it all on the field. So salute to Mark Ingram, and I hope he finds a team where he can go out there and contribute in a big way. But let's go ahead and talk about Latavius Murray, man. Latavius Murray, for those that don't know, Latavius Murray, he started his career with the Oakland Raiders. He had a couple good years there. Then the Raiders didn't want to renew his contract, so he became a free agent, and he moved on to the Minnesota Vikings. And it really didn't pan out with him. He had a couple good games. I can remember him playing for the Minnesota Vikings when the Saints played the Vikings in the divisional round of the playoffs, and he had a good game there. But besides that, he really didn't do much of anything, and I think the Minnesota Vikings want to move forward with Dalvin Cook. So Latavius Murray, he became a free agent, and the Saints signed him. I like this signing. I know a lot of people don't like it because we all love Mark Ingram, but I feel like Latavius Murray can do the same things that Mark Ingram has done. He's a little bit bigger than Mark Ingram. Mark Ingram goes maybe like 5'10", 215, 220 pounds. Latavius Murray goes 6'3", 230 pounds. So he is a big human being. And I feel like he can take the wear and tear. I think he is one of those guys that can run the rock. He can go in between the tackles, and he's a little bit faster than Mark Ingram. And I feel like the Saints made the right decision. According to sources, it said that Mark Ingram was looking for $7 million a year. I like Mark Ingram, but I wouldn't pay him $7 million a year. I mean, the New Orleans Saints have bigger fish to fry in the future. The Saints are looking towards the future. Make no mistake about it. They wanted to bring back Mark Ingram. They tried to negotiate with Mark Ingram, but Mark Ingram wanted more money. And I understand that. I don't want anybody to go out there getting mad at Mark Ingram, talking about he's a traitor, he didn't want to come back. Look, put yourself in Mark Ingram's shoes. For those out there that are working right now, if you're listening to it, you understand. I mean, you got some mouths to feed at home. Mark Ingram understands that the life of an NFL running back is not long. He is going to be a member of society much longer than he's a football player. And he wants to make sure that he's financially stable for the rest of his life. And he wants to make sure he can take care of his kids. I ain't got no problem with that, because a person that goes out here and work every day and have a child on the way, I want to make sure that my child has everything that he needs. And I will hope that you will want your children to have everything that they need. I mean, it's a business at the end of the day. No different between you going to work, punching in that clock, working at 9 to 5. he works a little bit different from us. He's making millions of dollars, but still, man, I can't get mad at Mark Ingram for that. And I hope you don't get mad at Mark Ingram for that. But Latavius Murray, hopefully he comes in, he contributes in a big way. We have Alvin Kamara. Of course, we know what he can do. And I understand that maybe you probably won't have some of those classic, interviews that Mark Ingram and Alvin Kamara had for the 2 years that they played together. But at the end of the day, I'm very excited about the direction the New Orleans Saints are going in. And if I were you, I'd be excited about the direction the New Orleans Saints are going in, because if you look at the Saints, if you look at their players, for the exception of Michael Thomas, all of those guys are under the age of 25 years old. Ryan Ramczyk, Alvin Kamara, Marshawn Lattimore, Marcus Williams, Sheldon Rankins, Marcus Davenport, all of these guys are under the age of 25, man. So if the Saints can put it together, they definitely can be a contender for the foreseeable future. And now the Saints re-signed Teddy Bridgewater to be the successor to Drew Brees. Man, you got to like the way the Saints are set up, because, man, if everything comes together, the New Orleans Saints can be contenders for years to come. But this has been the State of the Saints podcast. Check out the State of the Saints podcast on YouTube. Go to youtube.com, search The State of the Saints podcast. Also, go to facebook.com, search State of the Saints podcast. I keep you up to date on all the Saints news. And you can also feel free to comment, like, and share this video. And previous episodes are available on iTunes, Spotify, and iHeartRadio.com. Till next time, all I have to say is, who dat?